With the introduction of the Duviri Paradox, we also got a bunch of new Incarnon adapters that transform old school, outdated, but fan-favorite weapons into absolute powerhouses as a new meta takes shape. Today we're gonna be putting two such monsters up against each other as Warframe once again sparks passions and debates get heated. My name is Leyzar and this is the Latron vs Strun, in a true apples to oranges comparison. First thing to bear in mind is the fact that we are comparing a shotgun to a rifle, so therefore the sets of mods available, while they do mostly the same thing, are not 100% the same, and each weapon has their own unique advantages when it comes to arcanes as well. That said, in their Incarnon form, both of these weapons essentially fill out the same role. Not only that, they're going to be occupying your primary slot. And while in Duviri you can't exactly choose which weapons you're going to be getting, you can in other game modes. A properly built Strun can take out a target easily without any issue whatsoever, without having to go in its Incarnon form. These are level 165 corrupted heavy goons, and as you can see, they die almost from the contact damage alone, the bleeds easily reaching 200,000, and this is without a Bane mod, since in Duviri, Bane mods are not necessarily the smartest of idea. In its Incarnon form, the weapon goes absolutely nuclear as the AoE is sky high. Not only that, the procs are fantastic, the slashes are amazing, and you're gonna be able to destroy whatever stands before you. Even high-level exogogs that present a whole lot more effective hit points than something like a corrupted heavy gunner. Take a look. Beautiful, absolutely freaking fantastic as the targets get slowly melted away. Riven disposition between the two is also almost identical. You're looking at 4 out of 5, and while the Riven disposition may not be exactly the same, the prices are comparable over on the market. Just like its shotgun counterpart, the Latron has no issue whatsoever in taking out a high-level target without the need to go Incarnon form, and it only takes a couple of shots from both weapons to fully charge, so you're not really gonna be playing all that much in its normal form. 1, 2, that's it, fully charged. And the Strun can do it in a single shot thanks to the huge amount of multi-shot on it and the base amount of pellets. Keep in mind that when it comes to the Strun, you're looking at 12 projectiles by default versus 1 when it comes to the Latron. This should only be taken into account when we're talking about how fast you can actually charge the weapon, since this is the mode you want to play with. In this mode, however, the edge clearly goes to the Latron simply because the projectile bounces between surfaces and it's going to be generating an explosion every single time it bounces. So in close corridors, this simply gets nuts. It's very important to know how to properly aim with a weapon. What you want to do is make sure that it makes contact right before the target and bounces to it, so you get double the explosion benefits. Something like this. Of course, the damage is insane, the procs are fantastic, and equally to the Strun, this weapon performs absolutely freaking fantastic. There's no words to describe the performance these weapons currently offer in Warframe. That said, the Latron does have certain advantages. This one can have a higher explosion radius. While both weapons by default have 4-meter radius explosion with a drop-off of a measly 20%, only rifles have Prime Firestorm that can increase that radius by 44%, sending the range to 5.8 meters. Granted, 4 meters versus 5.8 may not seem like a huge difference, but when you're talking about this level of power, it does mean a whole lot, especially if you factor in the fall-off, which in our case is awfully small. Once again, advantage Latron. When it comes to arcanes, however, we got a brand new juicy arcane in the form of Shotgun Vendetta. The Arcane offers a whopping 180% multi-shot and 75% reload speed, making it a must, a best-in-slot on most meta shotguns. And of course, we're talking about the brand new Strun and the Felarks as well. This is definitely the way to go. Most players currently don't have this Arcane, so going for something solid like Primary Merciless is definitely a smart idea. When it comes to rifles, however, we can leverage Primary Frostbite, which is also a recent arcane brought to Warframe. It offers a stacking buff on cold status effect. You're looking at 100% multi-shot and a whopping 120% critical damage, which is absolutely huge. But unfortunately, you're gonna need those cold status effects. You don't need your primary weapon to offer you these cold status effects. You can use a secondary, something like the Epitaph if you want to. If not, you can build cold on the weapon. However, bear in mind that the Latron's explosion by default deals heat damage. If you're gonna put on just cold, you're gonna be forming blast damage. The projectile making contact with a target, however, is not gonna be affected by that, as it doesn't have any elemental damage per se, so you can make it deal just cold damage. AKA, you get your frost procs from the projectile making contact with a target, and you still retain that benefit. However, you are making the trade-off for blast damage, which is still not fantastic. Let me show you how that one actually works in gameplay. Fans of Vulpaphyla is now with me, so she's gonna be applying the Vital Procs to the targets, and you're looking at something like this. As you can see, I am stacking primary Frostbite, and I am getting that glorious critical damage and multi-shot, which is absolutely freaking insane. You can take an approach such as this, as long as you are comfortable in priming your targets with either your secondary weapon or your Vulpaphyla. You can also use the little Sentinel instead of the Vulpaphyla if you're gonna be using your Epitaph or another secondary to prime your targets. Tenant Cyclone and Kuva Nukor are usually the preferred choices. It should also be mentioned that Duviri is still pretty young and the game is still chocked full of bugs, especially when it comes to these Incarnon talents. Some of them don't function correctly, some of them function better than they should, and some of them, well, simply don't function at all. Make sure you subscribe for more updates on that. If you're interested in the bottom line, however, which is the more powerful weapon right now, then that is the Latron, that one having a much higher damage potential. But no matter which way you choose to go, either Strun, Latron, rest assured these are two of some of the most powerful weapons in the game right now, and you will be getting fantastic results with either. It's gonna come down to perhaps if you have a Riven for either of the two and enjoying the currently high Riven disposition for as long as it might last. You also gotta bear in mind that in the coming weeks we're also gonna be getting our hands on additional Incarnon weapons, so this information is still subject to change. One last thing, let's say you didn't choose the Incarnon Strun adapter or you didn't choose the Latron either, perhaps you didn't have time or you chose something else. There's no need for the fear of missing out, as these adapters are on a 6-week rotation. You will be getting your chance to again. Granted, they might be nerfed by that point, so there is that to bear in mind. Make sure you tune in to my weekly recommendations to know exactly which Incarnon adapters to pick. And I do believe, my friends, that is pretty much it. I am honestly happy to see these old school fan favorite weapons becoming the meta once again. As always, my name has been Leyzar. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe only if you enjoy the content. If you got any feedback for me, let me know in the comment section down below. If you want to see full and detailed build guides on each of these weapons, look at the cards right now. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye! It's really hard for the weapon not to one-shot everything that stands before it. I think that was the capture target. Wait, was that a capture target? I don't know, probably was a capture. Oh, it was the capture target. It got one-shotted. Blown to kingdom come. This is what you can do in close corridors. Do you even trick shot? Do you even trick shot? That's my question to you, especially if you're playing something like this. And this will carry on and on and on. Oh, 400,000 bleed there. Not bad, not bad. We can do so much better, however. The problem is these targets are not tough enough. I mean, on that 200 crit, the slash would have been glorious, but I can just stay here and shoot things. It's totally doable. The little sentries are immune to status stat, so you can't really slash a little sentry, which is a bit annoying. I can show you this weapon all day. All day long I can show you doing whatever, and it's still gonna be as impressive as ever. That was a one shot in the capture target. No matter that it went cloaked, it's gonna come out of cloak any second. This is it. This is one of the weapons that you need to enjoy in Warframe. How long will it be this powerful? What exactly is the developer planning? I do not... 700,000 bleed over there? I do not know. What I do know, my friends, is that you should enjoy and have fun right now with this glorious weapon.